Thanks for all the support. You want an autograph, right? What do you want me to draw next to it? How about a feather? Oh, wait, you're not one of my fans? Guess I misunderstood. Let me start from the top then. I'm Odette, a ballerina with the Korylevsky troupe. Well, thanks for all the support anyway. Well, if that's all, I'm going to go rehearse. If a simple response will do, why waste your breath on anything longer? If only there were double the hours in a day. Actually, make that triple. The pitter-patter of the raindrops always makes me feel so serene. This kind of weather is perfect for dancing alone. The most beautiful, serene moments are always the most fleeting. The snow in Snezhnaya is always bitterly cold, and it never seems to end. My hair... I'll fix it later. At least there wouldn't be a meet and greet in a place like this. I'm warmed up and ready to go. I'm not one for naps. Noon isn't a suitable time for training either, so I usually spend it reading through the scripts for our dance dramas. What about these letters? They're from my fans. Vodyanitsa practically forced them into my hand. She wants me to read through them for once. Oh, is it time for dinner? I have to go on stage soon, so I'll just have a hard-boiled egg. I'll grab something else once the show's over. Missions complete, training quota met, new routine fully rehearsed. Not satisfied with my facial expressions, though. I need to practice some more in front of the mirror. Oh, is it that late already? Feel free to retire. I still have things to do. Since the implementation of Project Stuja, the size of our audience has been dwindling. While most people are struggling to get by, corrupt leeches continue to prey on the public. I refuse to turn a blind eye. I know I can't turn the tide on my own, but I still want to do what I can. The memories of my past are forever etched into my mind. Like a film they play on repeat in the dead of night. Suffice to say, having a perfect memory isn't always a good thing. Relying on others for protection is like leaning on a thin layer of fresh ice. I don't pin my hopes on anyone but myself. My sense of pain is quite dull. I often don't even notice I'm injured until the wound has already started to scab over. But I prefer it that way. Whether it's dance rehearsal or Fatui special training, it's better if a trivial thing like my physical condition doesn't get in the way. Once, during an intense training session, I developed frostbite in my feet and legs due to the extreme cold, and almost lost consciousness entirely. When I came to, the first thing I noticed was a bright light emanating from the stellar linchpin in front of me. But I've never heard of stellar linchpins being able to awaken people like that. So if that didn't wake me up, then maybe it was some instinctual desire to survive. I treat every rehearsal as seriously as an actual performance. You can bring out the sweetness of rhyme currents by sprinkling them with a little table salt. Supposedly, the contrast helps amplify their inner sweetness. I heard that from a fan. I'm indebted to Rosalyne, but there was also a time when I really hated her. She was exacting in her demands and incredibly strict. Freezing from the cold, collapsing from exhaustion, getting injured, falling sick. Those were all common occurrences when I trained under her. I used to harbor this naive dream that I just needed to make it as a ballerina, earn enough to support my mother, and then, one day, I would leave her and the Fatui in the dust. After someone is gone, a lot of things are suddenly no longer worth saying. I could shatter this core Ignis in a heartbeat, yet that would make the pain and the misunderstandings it caused feel all the more ridiculous. Why is it only now, after all this time, that we finally understand each other? Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, is Snezhnaya's pillar of faith. Her duties keep her quite occupied, so she rarely makes public appearances. In fact, I've only seen her on a handful of occasions, but she always strikes me as an incredibly regal and solemn figure. No matter where her gaze falls, it is as cold and unwavering as a sheet of ice, one that no amount of time could melt. She walks with an almost feather-light grace that would be the envy of any dancer. According to Vodyanitsa, she also has a hauntingly beautiful singing voice. Although, I suppose what we see and envy is the persona she projects on the surface. Who knows what untold pain lies underneath? The children of the House of the Hearth think of her as their father. Hopefully, that will spare them some of the bitter chill and raging storms that life brings. A father's role is to protect, after all. Lady Marionette's tea parties always used to put Rosalyne in a better mood. She was just as strict, but her tone was a bit softer. It was quite a noticeable difference. The first time that Tsaritsa was coming to see one of the Korolievsky troupe's performances, Vodyanitsa was the one who told me. I replied with a simple nod of the head. She then proceeded to force a smile onto my face by pushing up both corners of my mouth, then made me repeat after her, "What great news." Perhaps it was practice for appearing in front of the Tsaritsa, but I still don't think Her Majesty appreciates that kind of smile. Whenever Vodyanitsa gets sick, she always gets so clingy and practically latches herself to my side. She says it's because she's scared of getting a shot or having to take bitter medicine, so she needs something to hold on to. And I suppose my arm is her instrument of choice. I have a high pain tolerance, though, so there's no reason to shake her off. He could easily make a living on hunting alone if all he cared about was himself. But he still takes on odd jobs around the theater so he can help others who are suffering. I'm not surprised he joined the Rokot. I suppose you could call him a fan of the theater. He comes to see me and Vodyanitsa perform often enough. But as soon as the show starts, he always buries his head in his notes, writing away about goodness knows what. It's hard to ignore, especially when the rest of the audience has their eyes glued to the stage. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more true appreciation for the arts in his scarf than his entire body. Major Valeri is a Fatui officer who's very strict about keeping things on schedule. I've heard he commands with a level-headed disposition that can also come off as quite terrifying. But we belong to different divisions, so we rarely have a chance to interact. Besides, I don't need anyone to remind me what I should be doing. Don't be thinking she's some dainty, harmless butterfly just because of those wings. People may flock to her, but she's the commander-in-chief of the Druzhna, one of the fiercest predators on the tundra. Keep your eyes wide open, and don't be fooled by her smile. My mother came from a family of ballet dancers, and my father served in the Fatui. They met after one of her performances and quickly fell in love. It's a sweet story that would bring a smile to anyone's face, I'm sure. When I was little, my days were spent dancing alongside my mother, clad in one of the many beautiful tutus my father would buy for me. I had no worries, except perhaps for which piece of candy to pick from the candy jar each day. Of course, before long, we received the tragic news that my father had died in the line of duty. My mother was devastated and ended up breaking her leg during a performance. Before this, life was sugary sweet. But now, it felt like the candy jar was empty, and I was trapped inside. After that, well, you know what happened. I've unpacked those memories so many times they can no longer hurt me. Struggling against the hand that fate dealt me, It made me strong, and that strength is mine alone. I won't forget that. I wouldn't say any of this to my fans, so it's a good thing you're not one. I already have too many versions of myself to maintain, and I prefer for them not to bleed into each other. Of course, in my heart, I will forever keep dancing toward perfection. Honestly, I feel like small animals hate me. Vodyanitsa always makes me go with her to feed the stray cats around the theater. But as soon as I approach, they start sharpening their claws. That means they're excited to see me? Huh. Right before closing, the salads at the dining hall are half price, so I used to eat that a lot. Obviously, salads that have been left out all day don't taste as good as fresh ones, but something about the familiarity of it is quite comforting to me. To be honest, I don't think there's any food I find particularly unpalatable. But as a ballet dancer, I have to be strict about my diet, so all of my meals are carefully planned. I tend to avoid anything not included in that.